We all know ice hockey. This sport is a big part of our history. It even is Canada's national sport.
It's also a big part of Quebec's history.
We all know
Canadien of Montreal.
they represent Quebec in all the world. Since 1920, they won 23 Stanley Cups. They're the ones who won the most since its creation. Maurice Richard won 8 of them.
Maurice was born on August 4, 1921 in Montreal. He had three sisters and four brothers. He had his first pair of ice skates when he was 4. By the time he was 9, the Great Depression made his father lose his job. Even with poverty in his household, he always played hockey. In 1939, he played Verdun's Maple Leaf and was told to go with the Habs. In 1942, he was a member of the Montreal Canadiens team. He was said to be a very fragile player, but he was so good that they kept him anyway. He was 5 feet 10 and weighed 195 pounds.
During the 1944-1945 season, he scored 50 goals in 50 games. He was the first one to score that many goals in a season. It wasn't his only feat. In the 1944-1946 season, he scored 45 goals and won the Hart Trophy of the Most Valuable Player. He was so good that Constantine Smithy, the founder of the NHL, wanted to buy his contract in order to have him in his team. Maurice declined the offer.
On November 8, 1952, he scored the 325th goal of his career, beating the record of 324 goals. During a fight in Boston, he hit an official who was wearing a jacket that resembled the other team's jacket. The next year, all the officials of the NHL were wearing black and white striped jackets as we know them today.
In 1955, he was suspended by Clarence Campbell, the president of the NHL, because of the fight in Boston.
NHL President Clarence Campbell suspended him for the season and the playoffs.
On March 17, there was a game in Montreal and people were angry at Campbell in his box. They threw vegetables at him, and when a fume bomb was thrown, the forum had to be evacuated. People rushed in the street, breaking cars and windows. This was the Maurice Richard riot. Maurice spoke the next day, telling his fans not to cause trouble and to calm themselves.
In 1957, Maurice scored his 500th goal and announced his retirement on the 15th of September 1950. He played his last official game during the 1959-1960 season. But Maurice did not forget his love for hockey. He coached the Nordiques of Quebec in the 1972-1975 season, but only lasted a couple of days. He wasn't fit for the coach life.
In the 1980s, he wrote sport articles in La Presse and played hockey at many events. Maurice Richard is well known all across Canada and even in the United States. He won a lot of trophies and prizes for his talent in hockey. A trophy was even created after him. In 1999, Teemu Selanne was the first player to receive the Maurice Richard Trophy for the highest scorer of the season.
The Rocket died on the 27th of May 2000 at 78. He was fighting abdominal cancer and lost his fight when he suffered from a respiratory failure. He was a great loss for Montreal. Tons of people and officials attended his funerals.